and welcome to Devil's Roundup's 6th episode. We're Abbie and Luke from Australia. We're incredibly excited to have you with us.
Yeah, great to be here again. Lots happening at United, isn't there? Both on the transfer front and with the preseason wrapping up.
Absolutely. Loads to get through today. So we'll be diving into the latest club news, focusing heavily on those transfer updates. Sesko, Hojlund, you know the names. Then we'll break down that draw against Everton, the Summer Series final.
Right, the 2-2.
And then zoom out a bit, look at the whole Summer Series, what worked, what maybe didn't.
Yeah, get a feel for where the team's at under Amorim.
Exactly. And finally, we'll look ahead to that last preseason game against Fiorentina. And, well, there's a pretty special return happening there we need to talk about.
Oh, definitely. A big one.
Okay, let's get into it then. Starting with the transfers, because there's some really exciting news, particularly about a new striker.
Yes, the biggest news, absolutely. We finally got those magic words. Here we go. From Fabrizio Romano.
The confirmation we were waiting for.
It is. Benjamin Sesko. It looks like Manchester United have reached an agreement in principle with RB Leipzig. The initial fee is reportedly around $66.3 million, plus some add-ons.
Okay.
But what's really interesting here, I think, is Sesko's desire to join. Reports suggest he actually turned down a higher offer from Newcastle to come to Old Trafford.
Wow, okay. That says a lot, doesn't it? So, for listeners maybe less familiar with him, what kind of player is Sesko? He's tall, right? Is he just a classic target man?
Well, that's the thing. He's not really. He's 6'5", yes, but he kind of defies that stereotype. He's got genuinely explosive pace and really good technical ability for a big guy.
Okay.
Surprising agility, good feet, not static at all. And his scoring record for Leipzig is pretty strong. 39 goals in 87 games. Clinical finisher, both feet, head, and a powerful shot from distance, too.
So pace, finishing, sounds promising.
Yeah, and he makes those runs in behind, uses his movement quite intelligently off the ball to, create space.
So he offers more than just holding the ball up. But like any young player, are there areas he needs to work on? And crucially, how does he fit into what Ruben Amorim is trying to build?
Oh, for sure. Look, his finishing is good, but shot accuracy, maybe shot selection sometimes, could improve. His passing can lead to turnovers occasionally, but that's maybe not surprising for a young forward playing a high-risk game.
Fair enough.
And, stamina, fitness that often comes with age and experience. But tactically, he seems, almost ideal for Amorim's system.
How so?
He's versatile, can play in a two or up top alone. He's comfortable receiving the ball with his back to goal, linking play. But crucially, he has that pace to threaten in behind.
So multiple threats.
Exactly. He can be the focal point, occupy defenders, but also create space and chances for players like Bruno or the new guys in Mbeumo and Kuna. United have been crying out for a consistent goal threat from a number 9, haven't they?
Definitely.
Sesko's mix of aerial ability, power, and that deceptive pace. It could be the answer. It really seems to align with Amorim's more fluid attacking approach.
Okay, that paints a really positive picture, but what does this mean for Rasmus Hojlund? There's been a lot of talk, obviously.
Yeah, it directly impacts Hojlund. And it's a clear sign of how PSR, the profitability and sustainability rules, are biting now. Hojlund has said publicly he wants to stay and fight. You have to respect that. But sources close to him are suggesting, he might have to look elsewhere because first-team chances will likely be reduced.
Right.
And the club, reportedly open to offers. His stock is still pretty high, especially in Italy, it seems. Inter, AC Milan, Dortmund, Juve, Roma, all mentioned.
And the price tag being talked about is, quite a bit less than what United paid.
Yeah, that's the stark reality. Reports mention around £30 million, considering he cost $72 million just 2 years ago. That's a significant loss.
Wow.
And it's directly linked to PSR, forcing clubs maybe into shorter-term financial decisions over long-term player development. It's a real shift.
It definitely is. So pursuing Sesko basically means Amorim and the club see him as the new number 1, making Hojlund, surplus.
It certainly looks that way. Frees up the number 9 shirt too, doesn't it? There were initial reports about a swap deal involving Hojlund, but he apparently rejected that, leading to the cash offer for Sesko. It suggests maybe a bit of lost faith in Hojlund as the long-term main striker.
Okay. Makes sense, unfortunately for him. What about other transfer buzz? Any other names floating around, incoming or outgoing? Keep it brief if we can.
Sure. Incoming whispers. Carlos Baleba at Brighton United, apparently contacting intermediaries. Brighton played it down, though. Gianluigi Donnarumma at PSG, some interest expressed there. Ollie Watkins was maybe looked at as an alternative before Sesko firmed up. And Nicholas Jackson at Chelsea, tentative interest.
Right.
Confirmed loans out. Jack Morehouse, new deal, then off to Leyton Orient. Ethan Wheatley, new deal, loan to Northampton Town. Good moves for them.
Yeah, important for development. And any potential big names leaving?
Outgoing rumors persist. Alejandro Garnacho United reportedly exploring swap deals, potentially with Chelsea or Villa. Chelsea seemed quite keen. Antony's still linked with Real Betis, but that seems a tricky deal to do. And Jadon Sancho Dortmund are pushing United would prefer a permanent sale, but a loan isn't completely off the table, it seems.
Okay, so still a lot potentially in motion before the window closes. Right, let's shift focus from off-pitch to on-pitch then. The Summer Series final against Everton and Atlanta ended 2-2, but United won the series overall. How did that game actually play out?
Yeah, it was an entertaining one, wasn't it? Good energy. Bit feisty at times, too. United got enough points from the earlier wins against Bournemouth and West Ham, so the title was secured regardless.
Right. The goals?
Bruno got the first. Penalty 19 minutes in after Amad Diallo was fouled. Everton leveled through NDI just before halftime. That came after Ugarte lost the ball in midfield.
Oh, okay.
And Mason Mount came off the bench, scored a brilliant goal around 69 minutes. Lovely curling finish after a pass from Bruno.
Great to see from him.
Definitely. But then Everton got their equalizer. Bit unfortunate, really. An own goal from Aiden Heaven after a deflection off Amad Diallo about 15 minutes from time.
So a real back and forth. What about the tactical approach from Amorim? And who impressed or maybe struggled?
Well, tactically, Amorim stuck with his positional play ideas. Trying to use structured movement, quick passing to pull Everton out of shape, then exploit the space Mount's goal was a perfect example of that working. The new forward line, Kuna, Bimo, with Bruno sort of behind them, showed some promising flashes. But Amorim himself pointed out concerns, didn't he? Inconsistent build-up, losing second balls in midfield.
Yeah, I saw those comments. Who stood out individually then?
Mason Mount, for sure. Big impact in limited minutes, scored that cracker. Amorim praised his sharpness. Bruno scored, assisted, but also got booked in that clash with Ndiaye and lost the ball for Everton's second. So, bit of a mixed bag.
Sounds like it. What about the debutant?
Bryan Mbeumo. Yeah, his club debut showed some good movement, linked play nicely, came off at halftime, which was pre-planned apparently. Amorim liked his potential, but noted he needs to build up his physical resilience for the Prem.
Makes sense.
And defensively.
Lenny Yoro continued to impress, looked very composed, good positioning, timely interceptions, really making a strong case to be a regular starter, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems to be settling in well. Did anyone raise concerns?
Well, Alti Bayındır, deputizing for Onana, he looked a bit shaky, didn't he? Hesitant, maybe struggled to command the defense at times. And Manuel Ugarte had a difficult game. Gave the ball away for the first goal, got out-muscled a few times, needs to perhaps work on his composure, ball security under pressure.
Right. And the post-match reactions were quite telling, weren't they? Both Bruno and Amorim seemed pretty honest.
Yeah, very candid. Bruno used the phrase a little bit lazy about parts of the performance, especially defending the lead. Stressed the need for better mentality, more squad depth too.
Which ties back to the transfer chat. Exactly. And Amorim. He saw positives, especially in attack, but wasn't happy with how they handled pressure during build-up or dealt with long balls. He called the tour productive, which is fair, but also said the team is far from ready for competitive games. Quite blunt.
So that Everton game kind of summed up the whole Summer Series tour in a way. Good signs, but clear areas still needing work. Let's look back at the whole thing then. What's the overall takeaway?
Yeah, I think that's right. The Summer Series overall was a really valuable window into Amorim's plans. Unbeaten, won the trophy, okay.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the performances offered, both optimism and reasons for a bit of caution.
How did the games progress?
Well, they started against West Ham with a really dynamic attacking display. You could immediately see Amorim's influence that positional play, controlled pressing, quick transitions. Kuna and Bruno looked good together. Comfortable win, set a positive tone.
And then Bournemouth.
That was maybe a bit more measured, but you still saw progress. Fernandes and Kuna building that understanding. Mason Mount showing glimpses of getting back to his best. Defensively, maybe a bit more settled. Yoro again looked composed.
Right. And then Everton, as we discussed, was maybe a bit of a reality check.
Yeah, exactly. It showed the attacking potentials, their Mbeumo's debut adding to that, but it also exposed some of those familiar issues, midfield turnovers, that slightly chaotic own goal, things that need ironing out.
Okay, so if you had to summarize the key positives and the main weaknesses across all three games, what would they be? What's the blueprint telling us?
Right, the clear positives. I'd see the attacking trio of Fernandes, Kuna, Bemo looks exciting. Mount's resurgence is a definite plus. Amorim's style, more systematic, but still risk-taking seems to be embedding. And Leniero looks like he's nailed down a starting spot.
And the weaknesses.
Notable weaknesses. Well, Bienger's uncertainty in goal is a worry with Onana out. Ugarte's struggles under pressure in midfield need addressing. The build-up play when pressed is still inconsistent. And that vulnerability to long balls and second phases that links back to Bruno's lazy comment, perhaps, still work to do there.
And again, it was interesting how open both the captain and manager were about these points afterwards.
Absolutely. That honesty is probably the most crucial takeaway. They acknowledged progress, but neither pretended the job was done. Amorim talked about game management, physicality. Fernandes pushed for more squad strengthening. So, yeah, the tour provided good signs, especially going forward, but definitely highlighted the areas needing immediate focus before the season starts properly.
Which leads us perfectly to the final test, the last preseason match. Manchester United host Fiorentina at Old Trafford, Saturday, August 9th, 12:45 BST kickoff. Final tune-up before Arsenal in the Premier League opener. What do we know about Fiorentina?
Yeah, Fiorentina are a decent side, finished 6th in Serie A last season, usually competitive in Europe, Conference League contenders. Their recent friendlies haven't been amazing. Lost 2-0 to Leicester, drew 0-0 with Forest.
Okay. Any history between the clubs?
There is, yeah. Back in the Champions League, 1999-2000 season, Fiorentina beat United 2-0 over there, but United won the return leg 3-1 at Old Trafford. Cole, Keane, York scored in that one, I think.
Right, blast from the past. But the main story for this Fiorentina game isn't really about Fiorentina, is it? It's about a very special return.
No, exactly. The biggest storyline, without a doubt, is David De Gea coming back to Old Trafford.
12 seasons he had, incredible.
It really is. His time ended in 2023, but what a servant he was. 545 appearances, 190 clean sheets, that's a club record. Those numbers alone are impressive, but they don't tell the whole story, do they?
Not at all. Think of the saves.
Oh, legendary stuff. Especially in those tricky years after Ferguson left. How many times did he bail United out? His reflexes were just phenomenal. Fingertip saves, point-blank stops, those impossible stretches. For a period, arguably the best shot stopper in the world.
And the Player of the Year awards?
4 times. Sir Matt Busby, Player of the Year, 4 times, another club record. That just shows how vital he was, how consistently he performed, even when the team was struggling around him.
I remember that Arsenal game, the 14 saves. Just unbelievable.
Exactly. Moments like that. Countless one-on-ones he won. He provided stability through multiple managers, different defensive setups. He won trophies too, Premier League, FA Cup, couple of League Cups, Europa League, 2 Golden Gloves.
Yeah, quite a haul. There was criticism later on about his distribution as the game changed.
Yeah, that's fair. As football evolved, that aspect of his game was questioned more. But you can never question his professionalism or his loyalty, can you? Always quiet, just got on with his job, stayed focused through thick and thin.
So, seeing him back at Old Trafford, even in a Fiorentina shirt,
yeah,
it's going to be quite something.
Absolutely. It's more than just a friendly, isn't it? For the fans, it's a proper chance to say thank you, to show appreciation for a player who gave absolutely everything for 12 years, produced countless unforgettable moments, and leaves a massive legacy. It'll be emotional, I think.
Definitely. A really important moment, and also that final crucial preparation before the serious business begins against Arsenal.
Okay, that's it for today, folks. If you liked our show, you can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Simply search for Devil's Roundup on your favorite platform and hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode.
You can also find us across all your favorite social media platforms. We're really interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on the show and everything Manchester United.
Yeah, feel free to leave your comments wherever you find our podcast or accounts on social media, and let us know what you think.
Liking, subscribing, and sharing our podcast would be a huge help and a big support for us.
We look forward to having you join us for our next Devil's Roundup, airing next Friday. Thanks for listening.